I have an upcoming shoot in New York that I'm going to travel to on an airplane, and I'm going to show a power setup rig for the GH5. I'm going to be shooting pretty long events, and I need something, a power system that will let my GH5 run almost all day. Here are the components. I'm going to unbox them all, and then I'm going to assemble what I have put together. GH5 with an 8 to 18 millimeter zoom lens, the SmallRig base plate with SmallRig 8-inch carbon fiber rods, 15 millimeter rods. This comes with an Allen wrench and some screws to screw in the camera to the plate, and then you can put your tripod base plate on here. This is the IDX Duo C95 V-mount battery. Under 100 milliamps you can take on an airplane. There's many V-mount batteries you can buy, many brands. I chose the V-mount, I chose the IDX because of the D-tap that also lets you charge from the D-tap. Power indicator, a second D-tap, and then a 5-volt USB adapter. So you can run 1, 2, 3 devices on this one battery. We'll see how long it lasts. And with this battery, I'm going to have to get its own portable power adapter. This power charger I bought used. That's why it's coming in this package. Usually when you charge V-mount, the adapter, the charging adapter to charge the batteries are pretty big because it takes a lot of power to charge. This one, it almost looks like a breakout cable. It takes a little longer. I don't know how long, I'm going to find out, to charge with this, but this was a cheaper way to charge the battery, and there's not many other V-mounts that can charge from the D-tap. At least not yet. They're coming though. In order to plug in the dummy battery from to my GH5 from the V-mount, I purchased Indie Pro Tools adapters, D-tap adapters. I got one D-tap to Panasonic for my GH5, and then I got another D-tap to Sony to power an external monitor that I might use. This was almost $100. I got this one on sale for I think $70 or $75. The reason why this one was a little more expensive, or the reason why they're expensive in general, is that not a lot of people want it. There's not a huge demand for it, so they can charge more for the people who do need it. And also it regulates the power output of a D-tap, because the power output of a D-tap is too strong for whatever the voltage is for the Panasonic GH5. So what this does is regulates, I believe it's this part that regulates the power, so that way it doesn't overcharge, put too much voltage into the dummy battery into the camera. And I also got Indie Pro Tools because this has another D-tap. So if you only had one D-tap, this gives you another D-tap out, and it has a USB 5-volt out as well. So in this configuration, when you plug in this D-tap, looks like this, but you get, oh, and it kind of blocks, oh, that sucks. And finally, the last piece to this rig I'm going to build is the LAN part VP01, and this is going to be a multi-purpose device. Alright, what this LAN part does is you connect this to the rods and then put this on the back, so it accepts a V-mount battery on the top here. Slide that in. With the V-mount power, you have multiple outputs to power devices across the board that you would mount on your rig. Got another D-tap. Only one. You have your 5 volt. And then on this side you have multiple voltage. So depending on the voltage of your device, they offer different cables that all come with the lamp part. Or in my case, I don't really need it because I already have the dummy battery from Indie Pro Tools. And the cool thing about this one is you also get a HDMI splitter. So you put your HDMI out from your camera into here, and then you can split it into 2 monitors. You can charge the battery here, the V-mount battery, with this. This acts as a charger. So here is the AC wall charger. You plug it into the wall, plug it in here. I think it's in the in, and then you can charge this battery. It charges very slow from what I've read. It maybe takes a whole 6-8 hours to charge it fully with this, but you leave it overnight, and this way you don't have to bring multiple chargers to charge your V-mount batteries. Check out this monstrosity. Here's the setup. I put a light on here just to show you that the D-tap can power 2 devices, but I'm really not gonna put it in this configuration. Oh man, this is quite heavy. Light works. Boy, let me break this down. Show you some of the parts. Here's the second Indie Pro Tools Sony battery. On this side, I think I made a mistake getting these larger USB. Maybe the reason why these were on sale was because no one wants this big chunk coming out of their battery. Anyways, there's this light. Here's my configuration that I'm going to roll with while I film my long events. I'm going to put the tripod base plate down here. There's still room. You can imagine all the weight is in this battery, so I'm going to have to move this up maybe a little further. There's no Micro Four Thirds lens that's going to balance this battery out, so this has got to be better balanced. Now there's 2 things that concern me. The first concern is down here. This whole part of the rig is only being held by that one screw right there, and anything happens to this screw or the mount down there, it's gonna just tear it, and the whole thing could fall apart. So there's a weak point. They have other places to put anti-twist, but it doesn't on this camera anyways. I can't put any more screws in to do an anti-twist plate, so it's really all on here. I'm gonna have to figure out another solution for that. The other thing I don't like with this setup is this cable, the Indie Pro Tools cable that I bought. It's a little too long. I think I got it a little too long. They sell ones that are shorter, and I thought the longer was better, but this is a little too long. If anything happens to this cable, like this gets pulled out or this gets tangled on something while I'm filming and it rips out, it could shut off the camera, and I didn't really think about that until now. That could be a problem. So let me turn on the camera. It turns on just fine. There's no power indicator, so I don't know how much battery I have left. The only way to know is by hitting this battery indicator, and I have 1 bar left. Probably when I have 1 bar left, I'm gonna just not film at that point. I'm gonna have to swap out the batteries. I'll probably take it down to the 2 bar. There you go. Now if I wanted to run a monitor, I would have to run my HDMI out here and then go all the way on this side, plug in the HDMI, turn on the HDMI splitter, and then go out to my monitors. I like it so far. It's what I imagined it was going to look like. And then I'm going to get more. I have rented more V-mount batteries. I'm going to swap out the V-mount batteries. I'm thinking I got 2 V-mount batteries, so I think 2 V-mount batteries are going to last me the entire day to power the camera and an external monitor.